Welcome to this video, and whilst I normally do videos about art books or review art books on this channel, today I'm going to take a slight departure from that, and instead we're going to look at a card game. That's right, a card game. It's called The Werewolves of Millers Hollow, and it's a really fun game to play with a large group of people. My brother introduced me to this game a long time ago. I think it came out in about 2001. And we've been playing it ever since, whenever like the family and friends have got together for a gathering, and that's normally Christmas to be fair, but we've played it other times as well. A little warning, a little disclaimer, it's a very addictive game and it's so much fun and it's hard to stop playing once you start. And it's also a great game because anyone can play this. It's not a game where it's, just for like, Trivial Pursuits, you've sort of got to be old and wise and know stuff. It's not really good if you play that with kids, and vice versa. If you play sort of like Hungry Hippos, I don't know, or Kaplunk, it's just, it's a bit annoying, isn't it, for the elderlies? But this game transcends all generations, and it's a whole load of fun. It's a box, basically, with a load of cards in it. I think there's 24 in total. I'll show you them all in a second and explain how it works. You can still buy it on like eBay. I've seen it on Amazon and things as well. And I think there's a few sort of copies of this game. Now, another thing that's important to say at this stage is you may have been watching The Traitors on BBC, the new reality TV show hosted by Claudia Winkleman, and that's been very successful. And it's pretty much based on this game, I think. It's about deception. It's about kind of like lynching who you think kind of the traitors, or in this game, the werewolves are. And instead of the faithfuls, as they call them on the TV show, you're called villagers. So it's kind of set in a kind of a village. And I'll explain how it works right now. Okay, so we have the game box here. It's got a nice werewolf design on the front. There's the ISBN. Game length 20 to 30 minutes. Again, that's not completely set in stone. I've played games that are possibly a little bit shorter, and definitely ones that go on longer than that. It depends how much talking and debate goes on. So that's not, there's definitely some room for manoeuvring in there. And 8 to 18 players, you can probably play with 7. But it's probably the more the merrier, really, with this game. And it does say ages 14 and up. That's interesting because we have played with younger kids, and we still do. And some of the younger ones, so sort of below, say, 10, they find it quite hard to play this because there's a lot of incrimination that goes on in this game, and finger pointing. And some younger kids emotionally find that hard to deal with. I get that. So just be mindful of that. But it's published by a company called Zygot Games or something. Anyway, inside the box, we go throw that away. We get some instructions. I won't go through these all, but basically it tells you how to play and it gives you the kind of the rules. And you refer to this obviously if there's some sort of dispute or you're not quite sure what to do in certain situations. But it's fairly straightforward. And there are expansion cards. There are cards that you can use if you want to make the game a bit more interesting, or you can play it really simple as well. So that's nice. And just to show you, the cards are here, and you can see those. So it's generally werewolves and ordinary townsfolk or villagers. They're the kind of the main people you can be. And there's 4 werewolf cards in the pack and 13 townsfolk. And the other ones are kind of townsfolk with special abilities, really. I'll explain some of those as we go along. The story, this is important. Deep in the American countryside, the little town of Millers Hollow has recently been infiltrated by werewolves. Each night, murders are committed by the townsfolk, who, due to some mysterious phenomenon, possibly the greenhouse effect, have become werewolves. It is now time to take control and eliminate this ancient evil before the town loses its last few inhabitants. Gosh. So, the cards. They've all got this, like playing cards, the same backed so that you can't distinguish them apart with this kind of spiral werewolf claw. Now, that's a townsfolk card, okay? So you deal them out to people at the beginning. You say, well, first of all, you decide how many are playing and then you get the right cards. So that's a sheriff. We don't tend to use that very often. That's a werewolf. That's a townsfolk. That is a little girl who can peek at night. Don't know who that is. Cupid. Don't really use that one. Werewolf. Not sure about that one. I think that's the witch who can cast spells. So she can bring people back to life or she can kill people. That is the fortune teller. I think they can... I can't remember what they do actually, and these are the townsfolk. The point being here that the majority of games could be played simply, that's the hunter, with these 2 packs. So I'll just move these to the side for one moment. Supposing we had, I don't know, 8 people playing, we'd probably want 2 werewolves, and you can refer to the instructions if you're not sure about this, and you'd want 6 townsfolk, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you've got these cards, and then you would deal them out to everybody. Okay, at the beginning, so you deal them around, everybody who's sat playing, and then you'd ask them at the beginning to turn their cards over, and they would find out who they were and keep that a secret. And then you play the game and behave based on what character you are. And the idea is very similar to the Traitors, as I mentioned, in that the idea for the werewolves is to kill all of the townsfolk one by one each night, and the townsfolk have to try and detect who the werewolves are and murder one of those each time, and hope that they get a werewolf and not a townsfolk. So these extra cards, the hunter's really good because it's like a townsfolk but with a special ability in that as you are being mauled or killed by a werewolf, you've got a gun, and as you're going down you can take one shot at someone who you think is a werewolf. So they get one. It's hilarious when they not only go down as a townsfolk person but also shoot and take down a second townsfolk person. It's tragic when that happens. Yeah, the little girl can peek at night. So at night time, when everyone's got their eyes closed, all the townsfolk, and the werewolves are deciding who to kill, she's allowed to peek if she likes. But it's a dangerous job because you might get seen peeking by the werewolves who will have their eyes open. So that's it in a jiffy. Like I say, in the instructions you can find out more about those expanded roles. It's a fantastic game. It's really simple. It's really addictive, as I said. And once you start playing it, you'll find it hard to stop. So it's a fantastic game, and I recommend anybody play this at like a gathering or a party. It's so much fun. I think you can have up to 20 people, so it can cater from between about 8 and 20 people. You can probably play it with 7 if you're determined, but it really works well with a large group. So thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.